you are. I just mentioned Matt. I'm referring to, and he's pretty well known in Chicago. He was always on WGN doing bits. He was, he was the motivational speaker and other characters similar. Kind of like a Chris Farley guy, Yep. But that's Matt Cassane. I'll say his name. I haven't heard from him in a while.
Matt Cassane?
Yeah, we have to have him on. No, that's what your name for everybody. You always see she's got nicknames for everybody.
Yes, I do.
Oh. Yeah. No, we had a little falling out there from it, kind of like a Saturday Night Live skit, but in real life. But yeah, so you were on with us. I don't remember what station that was. Was it the Q4 radio station downtown?
I believe it was.
Was on the northwest side somewhere. I don't even remember where we were. But anyway.
I wasn't there. So
I don't think Libby was there.
No.
I thought she was.
No,
I thought she was hanging out in the background.
Not that show.
Nah.
But Matt was there. You were there. And your other fellow, is he also director, producer, working with you directly? Dre Boyd?
Dre and I, we haven't worked together in probably a good couple of years. He's doing his own thing. He's doing his detective kind of mystery kind of thing. I am knees deep, I would say, into horror.
Yeah, I was going to say you're a horror guy now.
Yeah, I'm definitely horror. Yes.
So we're going to get into talk about you, but I want to know how you and Joe know each other. I didn't get that connection.
Facebook. Yeah. This is our first time meeting.
Yeah,
kidding.
We just talked a bit on Facebook.
Okay. I thought maybe you had been at some of his shows or something. Because Joe played House of Blues in big venues downtown. So he's like huge celebrity here.
No.
Well, I need to get your autograph.
We mean no. Sure he is. Oh, thanks for spoiling it. Fun. Yeah, but no. But I thought you guys had maybe done some stuff together.
No, not yet.
Yeah, no, but I've definitely seen your work, and I saw that you made this movie, so I found you on Facebook, and I was like, oh, that's cool. He's from around here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, your background was not really filmmaking though, was it more music stuff?
No, actually it wasn't. I'm 49. I started in the arts, I'm gonna say, when I was 12, drawing cartoons.
Oh.
Yikes.
Caller?
I'll turn that off. Phone's on.
Ghost caller.
He's not there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So was arts was something, but then it wasn't music. It was actual like fine art kind of stuff.
Yeah, fine art, graphic design. I have a degree in graphic design, and everything you see, like the T-shirt you have in the movie. That's all designed by me. Every single piece is designed by me.
Really? That's wicked.
Awesome.
I didn't know that part.
I really like this logo. It reminds me of another. Well, I won't say what movie. Don't worry about it. It does remind me of another logo. It actually. You probably like this guy because he's kind of independent. The Leone guy, the Terrifier dude.
Damien Leone. Yes. I'm friends with Phil Falcone. He's one of the producers on that show.
Yeah,
really.
Sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, he's a really, really nice guy. He got me in connections with the line producer from that movie to help me out with my next project. So.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
I'm kind of excited for the third. I mean, the third's gonna be crazy for
it. It is, but I think when they were talking about people getting sick on Terrifier 2, I watched it. I'm like, really?
It's not that bad, really. It almost looks campy a little bit, like Batman 8 from a '60s Batman, a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, it's gory.
Yeah,
it's kind of like when the one with where Art Clown's whipping the girl with the chain. I mean, that's kind of graphic, but other than that, it's not really that bad.
I kind of like your art house sort of like thrilly style.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
Oh, that's what I was saying. This logo kind of a little bit reminiscent of what they're doing, so that's why it caught my attention. I really like it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah.
So, but again, you're a graphic design major, so you know how to get that attention of the eye. Like colors, right? Like reds and whites and all the mean certain things. You know all that stuff, right?
You definitely play with color and sound really well in this film.
Yes,
I very much enjoyed it, and I liked the doctor scared me by the end for sure.
Okay, well let's say the name. We held up the picture, but what film are we talking about? Go ahead. So what is this film that Aaron's in here?
Evil Works. He actually wrote and produced it, I believe.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I created it and produced it and directed it, and I had a cameo in it.
I was gonna say, aren't you in it? I thought you're in it. Okay,
I play
cool.
a psychiatric nurse.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are you trying to tell us something, Aaron, or what? So anyway, so let's go back before you were into fine arts, graphic design. Then what got you into like wanting to be in films? Producing.
Oh boy. Well, I did 2 stints in the military, Navy and Army, respectively. Before that,
thank you for your service.
Absolutely. I would go back and do it again if I could 10 times over, but I'm way too old for that stuff. So
what's the cutoff now? Like 32 or something, right?
During the height of the Gulf War, it was in the mid 40s.
No kidding.
Wow.
And they were waiving felonies and stuff like that.
Holy cow! They really needed people back then.
Yeah, apparently they did.
Oh, you were back that long ago. You were in the military, like in the what, 90s then?
Yeah, I graduated in 93 high school, and I joined the Navy 6 months later.
We're older
gotcha.
than him by a year.
Where'd you tour?
Yeah, I was 19.
I didn't tour anywhere. I just was on a guided missile fast frigate that went med cruise and stuff like that.
Oh,
Then we went into dry dock, and that was literally it. I was in dry dock the rest of the time.
You weren't in the little. My cousin was in there right around the same time as you. He was on the Pyro, and then a couple other ones, and then he was stationed in I think San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where you were too?
No, I was in Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, you were on the other coast.
I love
Okay, you're on the East
Charleston.
Coast.
It's beautiful out there. And when I joined, they're like, yeah, write down your 3 wish lists, 3 places you want to go. I wrote down Japan, China, California, might as well be China, and Hawaii, and I got none of them.
Wow. I guess they always say that don't believe what the recruiter says. Like,
Exactly.
They told you to go anywhere you want,
Exactly.
right?
Get it in
Yeah.
black and white, folks. Absolutely.
I had a little stint myself in the National Guard. And I don't need to get into that story, but everything that he said literally was wrong.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And he was you'd think he'd be respectful. He was an Army medic and a recruiter. So because I went in the National Guard, Army, not Air Force.
Recruiters
And
are
then Navy
basically
does.
salesmen at a point. You know,
Well,
like,
yeah.
in that
I
sense.
get it
Yeah.
now. I didn't think of that when I was trying to be patriotic back in the 90s.
I know, right?
I get it. I totally get it now. I totally, completely understand.
But I will say, like, I mean, some of my friends have gotten to do the traveling thing, and that's cool for them. But yeah, I guess not everybody gets what they are looking out for in the military in that sense.
No, they do not.
Yeah.
And the recruiters, like you said, they're like used car salesmen. They're trying to sell you Yugo with no engine.
But did you get some life experience that maybe help with these projects you're doing, or no writing time? Well, I mean, how did you go from that experience to then
What
deciding-
inspired these, basically?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, the transition is kind of weird, but I will say the military did help because it gives you the determination and focus and drive to do whatever you want to do in life.
So you mentioned that on your post a couple times. I wanted you to bring that up. So you just did.
Yep.
So the discipline is a good thing.
Discipline is absolutely the best thing. Because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I was all into the arts, but I'm like, you know what? I need something else in my life. And
But
I
no
challenged
job
myself.
training that you went into necessarily?
No, because then I would be a nurse or actually a medic or actually a doctor right now.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was trained as a medic in the Navy, and then I
Okay.
was a supply sergeant in the Army. So
So like the realistic scenes, like when they're stabbing, what vein to show when you got the close up, right? So you know the real life stuff.
Yes,
The correct.
yes.
Interesting.
I-
Yeah, I mean, we're in you're in your early 20s, right? When you were doing this.
I was
The
Navy I was,
Army.
Yeah, Navy I was 20, and then Army I was around late 20s, early 30s. Yeah, I did a decade being a civilian. It was really weird, so I was like, I'm going back in. So.
And
Yeah.
did you do anything related to graphic design in that period then?
I was always
Or
doing
films?
I was always doing some design work. In the Army, my nickname was Hollywood because I would always have my phone to my ear talking to somebody.
Hollywood isn't like an agent or a big wig studio guy, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hollywood. Or you were telling people I want to be in the movies, right? Maybe that's what it is.
That
Sup,
could've been.
Hollywood.
Sup, Hollywood. Why you got your phone in your ear, Hollywood?
So it also rhymes Hollywood Hawkins, I guess. There you go.
Yeah. it
No,
does. Yeah,
They
it
weren't
does.
thinking that.
No, they weren't
He's gonna
thinking that.
undergo a name change next film. Hollywood Hawkins.
or maybe
Middle name.
the drill sergeant gave you that one too. They like to give goofy names to people. I know that.
Yeah. Oh, I flew low in basic training. I was a low flyer, did my thing, and went to the fleet.
Yeah,
I didn't
I'll
mess
tell
around.
you, my cousin has some crazy stories of his basic training. We're bouncing around a little bit, but
yeah.
just we're talking service. He was going to be a Navy SEAL, and I guess something happened where he didn't pass one of the tests. But it's after the guy was like literally over him and throwing him back in the water and like just berating him and like doing like physical stuff to him. I was like, I could see why you might not pass that test.
Yeah.
So, but you got lucky when you say you fly. You didn't have all that then.
No, I didn't have that. I mean, it was weird because when I joined the Navy, I didn't know how to swim, but they taught me how to swim.
No kidding.
Pretty strange, isn't it? Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty wicked.
I had a phobia when I was a kid because my uncle threw me in the deep end. They're like, "Yep,
Just swim. Huh?
yeah, just swim." No, that's not how it works with me.
Well, that's what animals do. Like, there's what movie is it? It's the Lion King movie that's coming out,
Mhm.
the new one. There's a preview with it, and they show him kicking him in the water because
Yep.
I think that's like, I don't know. I don't think that works for humans too well.
No, it doesn't. I mean, maybe some, but with me, no, it didn't work for me.
It obviously didn't give you a fear to not want to join the Navy.
No,
that's
it didn't.
water.
No, it didn't. My family was like, "What is wrong with you? You don't know how to swim." I'm like, but there's Navy SEAls over there. They're going to teach me, and they did.
Yeah, I'm sure.
obviously, yeah.
You
You
got
learned
to
to make the
survive.
flotation device with the pants.
With the pants, the bell bombs, the shirts, and actually the white Dixie cup is actually a flotation device too.
No
Really?
kidding.
Yeah, it's a small one, but yeah,
Wow.
Boy, they got that figured out, don't they?
That's
Yeah.
pretty baffling. I did not know that.
But you're well, even when you're in a dock, but you're still on a ship at some
Yep.
point. But that was a lot smaller than a big aircraft carrier then.
yeah, we had 220 total sailors,
Well, that's still pretty big then.
and that's with a few helicopter pilots. We had 2 helicopters on board too.
Oh wow.
That does not sound small.
No, it's not small, but I mean it is small. It's like
Comparatively to the others.
comparatively,
That's
yes.
what she said.
Oh my.
Yeah, Libby's gonna throw in a few here and there. Don't worry. I'm sure she'll ask some questions eventually. So the Navy then, but again, that didn't give you any kind of guidance to I'm gonna get into film production and I'm gonna make my own films.
Nope. And that's where it gets kind of confusing for a lot of people. They always ask me, like, where do you come up with these ideas? I point to my head. I'm like, that's the best way I can describe it. I mean, I can sit here and literally describe a basic scene right now for you guys with all of us in here right now. Art the Clown would come in here and put like a stake through your head. He would probably like put a plunger in your face and like cut your throat, and he would probably take you out to dinner.
So you're making a scene right now. This is going to be in another film, huh?
Not
Okay.
necessarily, but I mean,
Interesting.
it could be. Yeah, something like that. I can visualize basic scenes throughout the day, and I just write it down.
Well, speaking of that, did you have training in how to like do a pitch or make like a treatment and stuff like that? Did you learn all that on the fly, or did you have training for that? Because obviously it sounds like the Navy didn't train you for that.
Didn't you
stuff.
go to Black Box?
I went to Black Box Acting for acting to be an actor. They
Oh, nice.
trained using the Sanford Meisner technique, which if you look it
Yeah.
up, it's basically the
Wait, what is
founder-
it? Say it again. You said it real fast.
The Meisner, Sanford Meisner.
Sanford Meisner technique.
Oh, Meisner. Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
Meisner. Yeah.
Sure.
Basically, the founder of Black Box said, "We're gonna make you even more fearless than what you are now." And I'm sitting there thinking, "Wait a minute, I'm a military veteran. How much more fearless can you make me?" And I'm telling you, thumbs up.
That's
They
a lot
make
of
you fearless,
psychology
man.
in there in
Oh,
that
yeah.
method.
Yep.
That's not the one that you hear about all the time, like Stanislav or whatever that one
Oh,
is.
Stanislavski or something like that's a tongue twister. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I
but
have
that
not
one's like
studied into
method
that.
acting.
Yeah,
whereas
he's
you're
more
really
depth
deep in
of
it.
method.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I am what would be considered a method actor. So I've done a couple of music videos where one time they wanted me to be a drunk person. I'm like, okay, free beer, I'm all for it. Let's do it. And I was literally pretty tipsy.
Oh, it wasn't like apple juice. It was
no,
real
it wasn't-
beer.
no, I use apple juice. I use apple juice in Evil Lyrics. So,
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I don't allow alcohol on set because that's a liability.
I mean,
Smart.
I was just going to
Yeah.
say, what about the issues with, if something happens, like somebody does get
Yep.
inebriated too much.
Exactly. There goes my insurance.
Yeah.
You have to have insurance on these things. So
Oh, I
absolutely.
bet.
Mhm.
Are you only shooting? No, you're not only shooting stuff in Chicago. Aren't you like in Texas
You're going
and
to
stuff?
Ohio too.
Or
right?
Ohio? Or where are you going?
I'm going to be going to Ohio to film the teaser for my upcoming film called Hell's Gate. Am I allowed to say that on air? Hell's
Yeah.
Gate?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't know if you wanted to mention it yet or not. But
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, Hell's Gate. Yes, I'm going there to film the teaser with the lead. His name is Otis B. Dreads. And he looks like if you were to put dreads on Charles Manson.
Oh no,
Oh.
creepy.
Pretty
I-
cool.
I saw pictures. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
He seems
Mhm.
he's in a few movies, right?
Yes, he is. Yeah, he sounds. If you were to talk to him, he sounds like Tommy Chong.
Oh,
no
It's
kidding.
pretty cool. Yeah, and I told him like, dude, you got to calm the Tommy Chong down on this movie because that just doesn't work.
What are you going to shoot? You called it just a teaser, like a trailer?
Yeah, a teaser.
Okay.
A minute and a half teaser to throw out there to say,
What-
hey, here's
is
what it's
the
gonna be
movie's
like.
going to take place in Ohio then, or just how did Ohio come up? Cheap to shoot there? What's in Ohio?
He lives there.
Oh, he lives there.
He
Okay,
lives there.
that
So I'm
makes
gonna
sense.
film
Okay.
it, film it there. It makes it a little bit easier. We need an old school utility sink and a dirty basement and that sort of thing. I don't want to give too much away other than that there's going to be a crowbar and blood involved and screaming.
He's got the
Isn't there
dirty
a cult
basement.
of some sort?
Yes.
He's got the dirty basement though too.
Yep. Yeah, he has a dirty basement and stuff like that. Yes. And funny you mentioned that. Yeah, Hell's Gate is actually the name of the cult in the movie.
Ah, very nice, very nice.
And
I'm excited.
You guys talked off camera too much, right? Is that
No,
what it
no,
is? Or off mic.
I've like watched ever since I watched this. You know?
Okay.
I watched what he posts about it.
Oh, got it. Because
You're one of those that they're like silent lurking. Like, okay, what kind of
I
stupid
like it.
stuff is he saying now?
Well, I'm looking at the post, just all the
I
funny
like your
stuff you
post.
post, but not necessarily the movie stuff. He's paying attention to all the movie stuff.
Yeah, I pay attention to the movie stuff.
Uh-huh.
Because I remember seeing a picture that said "join the cult." Or
Yep.
like, yep.
Yep.
So that's
Yep.
why I was like, okay, it's got to be something about a cult with
Yep.
Hell's Gate. So
Yeah.
He's trying to get into acting and horror. He wants
Really?
to
Yeah,
be,
I've
he wants
talked
to be
to him
killed on
about
screen.
acting.
Can you arrange that or what?
I absolutely can. I have opportunity for you to be undead on screen or 86 on screen. Absolutely, if you'd like to do that.
that would be
Well,
interesting.
now that I brought it up, me and Livy want to be in one too. Can't we just have some silly scene like we're on the radio or something and we're talking, and somehow they come and I don't know, get us? That'd be kind of cool.
Well, I mean, we could do it in here. I mean, it's a little bit tight, but I think I can make it work. I mean, if you don't
We
mind-
could shoot. We could shoot on location. Sure, why not?
I mean,
just
if
got to
you don't-
talk to the owners.
No, well, as long as they don't mind blood on the walls, I mean, that's fine.
Wait a minute, no, I don't know about that. Hey, whoa. Who said they're dying? I guess in a horror movie, right? That's funny.
He tries to make the movie
Yeah.
as real as possible. He
Exactly,
only uses
yes.
the actors once.
Exactly,
I-
yes, that's exactly it.
I don't even want to compare you to the gentleman we were mentioning earlier, the Lone Guys and Terrifier. I just thought the logo, that was it. But you're being a little more realistic, I would think.
I
what
like
you
to I like to do a lot of the stuff, practical effects. I don't like to use special effects with blood on screen because it looks so cheap.
I can't think of the movie I just saw. It was one of the other producers that dealt with the Terrifier guys.
Is it Stream?
What was it called?
Stream.
Stream. Yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
I just saw that one. That one totally looked like it was made on the lowest possible budget they had is what they used for that movie. Because I mean, other than a couple actors that like the actress from E.T., the mother, everybody else like, okay, is this a school? Like a project in art school, or film school?
I've heard mixed reviews. I don't know. Some people like it.
The storyline was okay. I'm not
Yeah.
bashing the story. The writer was cool. It's just the way they made it come to fruition on film was just not so good.
Yeah, the Levy brothers. Yeah, Jason Levy and his brother. Yeah, they were.
I think the
producing it,
script was fine. I
Yeah.
really do. Actually, the acting, a couple of the actors were pretty realistic.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. It was just, I don't know. Maybe it was the way it was shot. I can't really explain why it looked like you're doing
resolution.
No, it looked like a 70s TV show like Doctor Who. Remember, with all the crazy effects and it looked fake like that. Or Star Trek. Even Star Trek looked kind of fake when you really break down Star
man.
Trek, the
So
old
just-
TV show.
So what you're saying is they use too much green screen.
Maybe that's what it is, but where would that?
You should tell them to trek themselves.
I mean, maybe when they were when people were dying, maybe when they're like running around and blood's flying around, maybe some of that was green. I don't know. I really don't know, but it just didn't seem like a film that would be released to national. It was an AMC release.
Yeah, it was released AMC on certain theaters throughout the nation, but they were actually having problems with that. They were getting AMC canceling them and all that stuff, and I'm like, that's never a good thing. So I don't know. Maybe people are tired of Terrifier being in the forefront of horror. Who knows?
Well,
Anything's possible.
That's weird.
Speaking of
weird.
that, in the forefront, like are you working with a bunch of investors then? Didn't you do like a GoFundMe at one point, or what do you call not GoFundMe, the other one?
Indiegogo.
Similar. Indiegogo, thank you.
I did that, and it didn't do as well as I wanted it to. So we're redoing it, and we're having the cast members that I have cast already do videos and stuff like that. In fact, I have one of the cast members. She's actually getting physically into character for this promo video, and I'm like, that's cool. She goes, I'm not gonna tell you anymore.
He's an investor.
Oh no, the actor's doing it. The investors don't do that kind of thing.
Okay. I don't know. I wouldn't mind investing in being in it. That'd be fun.
That's
Yeah.
cool that she's prepping for.
Yeah,
it,
she is. Yeah,
already.
I asked all my actors to do it, and I'm doing one myself. I'm waiting on Bill Oberst Jr. to do one. He's going to be the FBI agent in the movie. So
That's so cool.
Well, what's wrong with being like Stephen King and having a little cameo in all your films?
there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I will probably have a cameo in this one too.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
checking.
Yeah, because
I think it's good, especially since you are an actor who
Yeah.
loves to act. Like,
Absolutely.
I mean, why
Yeah.
wouldn't you want to?
Well,
you know, our paths crossed a few different times, not just on Facebook and not just with that radio show. And I just did remember it was Q4 in the North Side of Chicago. With remember the Gentleman Grachowski show, Larry.
Yes,
Larry. I'm trying to get him to come on the show here. He keeps saying he's going to. We're working on some other stuff,
man.
but you know, he's busy with his day job stuff, and he's still working on the cable. He's on cable access still.
That's cool. That's good to
and
know.
I think he's got a Roku channel. I believe he's got Roku. So anyway, so we're not on Q. Nobody's doing the Q4 thing anymore. I think they're still there, whatever. But in between that, somehow I know I shot something with you. Was it John Norton? You know John Norton?
John Wesley Norton.
Yeah. Pardon me, John Wesley
John
Norton.
Wesley,
now
Wesley.
I know him as Johnny, but okay, John Wesley Norton.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I had him on my podcast, Hawkins, a few months ago, and we were rapping and talking. I have not worked with him yet.
Okay.
Per se, but I do look forward to working with him in the future. Absolutely.
He's got a lot of things going on. He's doing some project where he's doing like, was it what did he say? Do you remember, Libby? Was it 50 films or it was a huge amount of films he's trying to do, like little
John
short
Wesley
films.
Norton.
Yeah.
In a year, he's done a lot of films, but I don't.
No. Right now, he's working on something where he's like on a marathon of filmmaking.
It's like 550 or something like that, or 50-50 or something like that.
50 and 50, whatever that is. Wow. He's busy, but you're going to work with him. You haven't worked with him.
Eventually I will. Absolutely, yeah.
I know.
Him and I, clicked pretty well on my show.
Soup Nazi worked with him. Kathy Garber from Family.
I met him once.
Yeah. You met the Soup Nazi?
No, John Wesley Norton.
John.
Michael Wexler.
Yeah. We went to a film release.
Charlene Tilton.
Or no, it was a tribute to the guy died, the one actor, and Charlene Tilton's in a couple films. Yeah. But anyway, so do you do the same thing? You get some, like B-list, A-list, whatever, that aren't working full-time anymore, actors in your stuff?
I go for whoever the heck I can get, and if I think they look good and they do well on the audition, they get the role. It doesn't matter if it's an A-list actor or an F-list actor. It doesn't matter to me.
If it fits the role, right?
That's the good part about being indie in that sense.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, people say, yeah, you're indie. Well, I don't see myself as an independent filmmaker, even though I really am.
Okay.
If that makes any type of sense. So
I get that.
Yeah, because I write, the scripts I write are extremely just insane and huge.
Oh yeah, like I think like this one kind of just had me reeling for a bit. I'm not even gonna lie.
You're selling them. You're selling them to some of the studios then, or you're just trying to produce everything yourself?
I'm right now producing everything myself,
which is really cool.
Yeah, I would rather do that than have some producer look at it and say, well, we can dilute it. No, I don't want to dilute it, because the kill scenes are the kill scenes, and that's it.
What about for distribution? Like, wouldn't you like Warner Brothers or Paramount to help you distribute this? Or, how do you, I don't know how you get those deals. You tell me.
Absolutely. I would love to figure that out myself. I would have to, all the producers that I know, I would have to reach out to them. Like, okay, here's this movie. I want, Paramount or something like that.
I know you can shop around. They've
basically got to go to their A&R.
Yeah. Kind of like that, but for film.
It's called American Film Market. I'm out in California. I've heard mixed things about that. I've never went. I've heard people say it's a waste of time. I've heard people say it's good. I'm like, well,
do you feel you need to be out there in LA or Hollywood
to be a filmmaker? Absolutely not. You can do a film anywhere.
Literally. Oh yeah.
I mean, you could do it on your cell phone right here, but there's limitations to that as well. So
I guess there's still the big four, big three. I guess they're all merging now. Are out there still. But then they're in New York, they're in Chicago, they're in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of big studios in Atlanta now. Joe can attest to that.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm looking out there.
I keep joking about Tyler Perry, but there's like 2 or 3, like a bunch of TV shows are being shot down there.
Yeah, there are. In fact, I went to the Actors Empowerment Summit out in CineSpace last week, and I went to the
That's here. That's in Chicago.
Absolutely. It was awesome. I went to Sunday. I was going to go Saturday, but I'm a stand-in for Mouch on Chicago Fire as well. So we had an overnight shoot on Friday. I'm like,
which is also at CineSpace, right?
Yes, CineSpace too. Yes. And I went to the Actors Empowerment Summit. I met the casting director for Tyler Perry's projects.
Oh nice.
Wow.
So, and she's pretty cool.
What was the event? Say what it is again.
Actors Empowerment Summit. It's a 2-day summit that, actors and people in the biz go to and, listen to things and,
do they have one in every city, or is it just a Chicago like CineSpace thing?
I believe it's just out here because it was
people
created
from
by
all over. pretty
But
much.
people will come from all over. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Absolutely. And they give you tips on what to do for submitting self tapes and things like that. And just all kinds of stuff. There was 4 actors on a panel from Chicago Fire talking. And
how do you like working with Chicago Fire? Is it a lot of fun?
Oh, let me tell you, between all the shows, I've done background for a lot of the shows out here, and hands down, Fire is probably the best. It's not because I'm live on air right now, but that's the honest to God truth. It is. They're the best. It's like working with a family.
It's
man.
big time. I mean, they could be in LA, but they're here in Chicago because I guess they want to be realistic. They're shooting in the streets instead of on a soundstage. But they are on a soundstage too, obviously.
Yes, they do. They have a soundstage. They have the bar Molly's. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but there's an actual bar in Chicago that's not named Molly's, but it looks exactly like the soundstage. And then there's a firehouse on Blue Island Avenue in Chicago that they have a soundstage for that looks exactly like the firehouse.
Oh, so they haven't necessarily been at the real locations, but they got the studio in Chicago looking just like the locations.
Yeah, and they do go on the locations as well, because I was on the firehouse location last week.
Okay,
we were filming exterior shots because you can't get exterior shots on a soundstage that well.
I got it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some massive sets. When I was working in Vegas, I would go to LA quite often, and I've done the Paramount tour. I didn't get to be in a film or anything, but just to see how massive some of those stages are. I was like, wow.
They're
and
huge.
How high this is. Some of them have like it can open up. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if Chicago has that.
Well, the sound stages vary. It just depends on what show you're on. Literally. I mean, the Chicago Fire doesn't have those huge ceilings. I mean, they have huge ceilings, but there's no need to go up 30 feet in the air.
They just go outside, shoot on the street.
Go outside. Right? Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You're in a play now, aren't you? Isn't that what you said? Or like you posted about that?
I posted about going to a play. I went to a play out in Chicago.
Oh, we just went to a really cool one in a theater that's actually it's a professional like Broadway in Chicago theater, but it's in a high school up in Lake Forest, Illinois.
Right on.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I actually just tried out for Christmas Carol.
I wanted to talk to him about that. Cool. By the way, we're speaking with Aaron Hawkins. He's our guest today here on Bell and Company, and you've got a lot of things going on. Our paths cross kind of in strange ways, online, offline, whatever. But one thing that I want to bring up, we're talking about acting and theater now.
Yeah.
You're with the guys out of Hinsdale, right? The agency?
Yeah, I'm with Babes and Bows, and I also have another agent out in Los Angeles, and I have one in Indianapolis, and I'm going to try to pick up my 4th one here relatively soon.
Oh, I didn't know you could be with. I thought you got like a limit, like they only have like 2 or whatever, one for like stage and screen, one for print and film and stuff.
Nope. My LA agent does all that on the Los Angeles, California side, and the agent in Indianapolis takes care of like that area with the East Coast and stuff like that. My agent and up here takes care of this area up here. So
no kidding, because Babes and Bows is in Atlanta, right? Aren't they in Atlanta too? I think
Babes and Bows is only in this area, because I asked them like, hey, can you submit me to something in Atlanta? They said no, you need an agent down there. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Not a problem.
I think they used to be.
Yeah, they may have back in the day.
But you talk about a small world. I did a show with the guy that the main principal. Well, he was the main principal, Don. I don't know if he's still there every day. Probably not.
Oh, Don. He's still there.
Okay.
Don,
well, anyway, he did a show on another set. I've been on a few stations, obviously. And he did a show in the afternoon with a quote unquote friend of the show, more like pain in the butt for the show, but Scott the painter, and they did a show together.
Scott the painter,
and I did a show with him. Yeah, Scott Allen is his name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Libby isn't a fan. But anyway, so it's a small world. I guess it's a really small world in Chicago. Then
it is. It's a very, very small world. This industry is like over 5 million strong, but it's like being a part of a small dysfunctional family.
5 million people that want to be actors or producers, directors, the whole thing.
5 million. I mean, the number's probably off by now, but yeah, I would say multiple million people that want to be actors or are actors or whatever the case may be. Yeah, absolutely.
So, what's your favorite role you've ever played?
I actually like being killed off. It's actually fun. Man.
Don't say that.
I like dying too.
But you'll lose your gig on Chicago Fire. Don't say that. Don't say that. You don't want to be killed off.
No. But yeah, I mean, realistically, yeah, I do like being killed off, because I was in a short film called The Stalking Axe Murder, and I was killed off in that. And my shirt was cut, and it was like a stab wound. I was black eyes and bloody nose, and the person that did the makeup, do you want to wash stuff? No, I gotta go shopping. I was walking around Target with this and
That's
stuff.
funny.
And
you're The Walking Dead.
yeah, and this old lady, she goes, "Sir, you have a bloody nose." I'm like, "Oh, never mind the gaping hole in my chest." You know?
Maybe didn't see it.
I don't know how you couldn't, because it was huge.
Were you done for the day, or you had to
Sir,
go
do you
back?
know you're dying?
Do you know you're dying? You're dripping blood. No, I was actually done for the day.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah, I was done.
You were having a little fun.
I was a start work finish that day. So
Funny.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. Everybody's like, "Stay away from that guy. He's got like blood flying all over. He gets some weird disease."
And that was pre-COVID. So yeah, I'll still do that to this day.
Don't walk near the produce.
Don't get.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Gross. But you are based in Chicago, then I guess is what we're getting to here.
Yes.
You're working on. Well, you just said you have agents in 4 different areas.
Yep.
And you mentioned Indianapolis. Is that kind of a big area now too?
It actually really is. I've received quite a few commercial auditions from them. So yeah,
really,
it's pretty big out there, and I didn't think it was. So.
Wow. I mean, I was going to say we got our phone guest coming here. He's a little early.
That's cool.
But anyway, what I was going to say is, I was in a short. I wasn't a horror film. It was like an industrial thing, but they shot it just north of Indianapolis. So I'm like, I just don't picture myself. Yeah. I picture myself going to Chicago for that stuff. Yeah. But I guess Indy is an area.
Yeah, it is. I mean.
So what are the big ones? You got Atlanta, I guess, some with Austin maybe, or Dallas, whatever, something in Texas, right?
Yeah, there's Atlanta, California, obviously Chicago, New York, Texas, we just mentioned, and New Mexico, actually.
New Mexico, yes.
They're building. I think Netflix is building studios out there right now.
Yeah. Because they're giving them big tax exemption. Same thing with Nevada. They're building. I think Mark Wahlberg is behind it.
That one surprised me, honestly. I mean,
that is interesting that they started that.
But it's cool, though. I mean, it's really, really cool.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather go to Vegas than LA, honestly. But that's just me. I lived in Las Vegas. I was on the radio in Las Vegas for almost 3 years.
I just wouldn't want to drive in LA.
What, from LA to Vegas? Or from here to Vegas?
No, just seeing LA traffic. I've seen that stuff, and it just looks scary.
It's rough. It's worse. I think Chicago might be the worst right now. They keep going back and forth between like New York, LA, Chicago, and then Dallas, I think, is on the list. Atlanta. But the drive, speaking of driving, if you go from Vegas to LA, it's supposed to only be about 4.5 hours. But because natural disasters and a lot of traffic, I went one time, it was like 7. I was like, wow. I want to go back home.
Wow. You talk about driving in LA and California in general. I was out there in April and I visited my casting director. She lives in San Diego, and we drive all the way from San Diego to Los Angeles every day just to hang out. And the drive was about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and we never had any stops on the road. We were going 85 miles an hour at the very minimum.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be from Vegas to LA. But I said, it must be, maybe I was going, you know what it was? It was during the Grammys weekend. So maybe everybody was wanting to go between the two,
course,
but it was nuts. So 7 hours instead of 4, basically. But I did get to stop and see the world's largest thermometer. That was fun. That's somewhere in between.
Did you take a picture of it though?
I did not, actually. That was back when we didn't have phones with cameras yet.
That just reminds me of that John Travolta movie, Michael.
Which one?
Where he used to stop at all the.
Oh yeah. All
the
I
biggest
forgot about that movie.
Flashback, man.
And he would be at like all the like landmarks or whatever, just weird stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know. I'm really.
Was he
excited.
at the thermometer in Vegas? It's southern. It's right on near L.A. Near the border of California and Nevada. I can't think of what the city is, but it's huge. It's like the size of like a tower or something. Like a radio tower. I don't know why they felt they needed a big thermometer, but it's where it gets really hot. So you always see like it's all the way up to the top, red. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was the trip between Vegas and L.A. And I haven't done that in a year. That was back in the early 2000s. Maybe they fixed it. There's supposed to be train rails, so maybe they'll super fast train. Maybe that'll help your business. I don't know.
Or maybe flying cars. Who knows?
Flying cars would be great.
I don't know.
They predicted it in like the Jetsons, and a lot of movies predicted that in the 2020. Back to the Future.
Yep.
That was what 20. What year was that? Like 2004 or something. When he goes.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
2000. I think it was the same. I think it was the same year that the Cubs won, and it said the Cubs won the World Series.
Oh, that's
there.
right. So okay, so
Yeah.
what? Okay, help me out here.
the Cubs won in
2016.
16.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it might have been 2015 in the movie, but I
Yeah.
think
It was a
Isn't
year
that crazy?
before.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
You know, it's funny you bring that up. Do you predict stuff in any of your films like the Simpsons do it, like they did in Back to the Future? Are you planning on
predicted
telling us
evil
like who's
lurks?
going to be president or what?
No, I don't predict anybody that's going to be president. I don't get into that kind of stuff. But I mean, I
Well,
could
maybe you got a
always.
president dying in one of your horror films or something. I don't
That
know.
would be kind of a cool thing. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be kind of fun. But Hell's Gate,
You'd have
no.
to play the president.
Yeah, you like to die, you said.
Yeah. Oh man.
You'd play a good president, I think.
Why? Because I have white hair like Dr. Drew or something.
I like Dr. Drew. I don't want him to die. Libby might not like Dr.
Well,
Drew.
see, then I can't die anymore. Then if you like Dr. Drew, because I mean I do have that white hair color, like he does.
You're going to hold out for that role?
I've been.
Oh,
He got to
hoping
put
for
himself
that.
in it.
I've been trying so hard for the pepper, but it's not
No,
covered yet. Yeah,
don't-
I've got
You
don't
want
try.
gray hair? Are you
Yeah,
crazy?
heck
You can
yeah.
have mine.
I've been
Take my
counting
beard,
them.
take everything.
Are you
I'll take
kidding
yours,
me?
you take mine.
one by
Jeez.
one.
I'm 49 years old. I've been going gray since I was 25. man.
Jealous.
wow.
No,
No,
kidding.
no, don't be
Wait,
jealous.
so you Steve Martin?
Steve Martin went gray, yeah, when he was on
Yeah.
Laughing, right after
No.
Laughing. So
No.
like in the early 70s. So
Gosh, don't keep that young hair color, guys.
That just reminds me of the Billy Madison scene where he just shakes the kid. He's just like, stay young.
Stay young, man. Yeah, gosh, please
I
stay
wish
young.
we could figure out how to go back in time like Back to the Future, but we haven't figured that one out yet.
Oh.
Although supposedly that accelerator, this could be in a horror movie
Mhm.
where that you feature that where the lead character, like the killer, goes back in time.
Mhm.
That actually supposedly we can go back, not really back in time, but like 2 minutes behind. Supposedly the accelerator. I forget where it's at. Is it in Switzerland or something? And then we've got one right
yeah.
here at the Argonne National Lab in the suburbs of Chicago,
Mhm.
near
Yeah.
Darien, Illinois.
Mhm.
So be kind of interesting.
And we
Here,
got
you're not taking notes, why aren't you?
no, I'm not taking notes. I
Just gotta remember
live by Fermi Lab. We have the Fermi bubble over us, and it seems like sometimes the weather doesn't hit us because of that. So,
Really?
Yeah, it's really weird.
That it is interesting. I used to work at the airport right
Yeah.
there. So
You got to write this into right. I'm telling you, you got to take notes. Write this in. Write this in.
It's right
so,
here.
So we kind of bounced around a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's focus on what you're working on. So
All
we
right.
obviously have. I think we can see it. Evil Lurks is
Yep.
out,
And
on
that's actually
DVD.
signed by me. That's DVD and Blu-ray. Yep.
And
you put
Blu-ray.
that on in theater too, right? In a
Yeah.
theater, yeah.
We did a premiere at a theater a little over a year ago, and we sold out those tickets in, I would say, about 3 days.
I know because I missed my
130.
chance. I was actually about to buy one.
Was
130.
it one showing or a bunch of
It
them?
was just one showing, and
Oh.
it was the director's cut, which is the same length as Terrifier 2, 2 hours and 28 minutes.
Ooh.
And
That
that's-
was a premiere, basically.
Yeah,
of it.
premiere,
I
yeah.
gotcha.
So for distribution purposes, we trimmed it down to an hour and 44. That's from beginning to the end of the end credits. So yeah.
So what else
the
can we
soundtrack
see
was
of
great.
yours
Thanks.
then? What else you got out there?
Well, I mean, I have a short film on my YouTube channel called Crazy Rock Productions called Hide and Seek. That's a short film we filmed during the pandemic because we were bored.
Because
I get
that's
that.
funny.
Yeah, and that's the only short film I've ever filmed. I primarily focus on features.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
And
take a
that
long
is
time.
also available just on YouTube then?
Just on YouTube. It's not on physical media yet.
What's
Okay.
kind of the backstory if you could tell us any more on it?
Yeah. On what?
Hell's
On-
Gate.
Hell's Gate.
yeah, the movie that's
Alright.
coming up. Let's talk about the movie. Well, can you talk about it? Do you want to talk about it?
Oh
first
yeah,
of all?
I'll
Okay.
talk about it. Absolutely, absolutely. Because I mean, I've had the actors ask me, "Well, what can I say?" Well, like, don't give away the plots. Well, there's tons of kills in this. So what do you want me to talk about? I'm like, well, you could talk about the kills then. but the kills are so graphic. I don't think I could really talk about them on this radio station because, yeah, I mean, I
We got to see it.
I can like cliff notes and paraphrase a little bit.
When do you think that one will be coming out?
Probably not till late next year, early 26. We're gonna be starting filming that hopefully the spring of next year.
So end of
super
25,
excited.
early
Yeah.
26. Okay.
Yeah. The investors are like, well, we want to start filming now, and I told them absolutely not because I want a certain look, and the leaves are changing now. I don't want dead looking trees.
Are you still casting for it then, or
We are absolutely.
Yeah.
We are absolutely casting for it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So actors out there, submit your stuff to hellsgatethemovie@gmail.com.
I was just going to ask you, how do we find you? Okay,
that is absolutely how you find me. Do not send me messages because they will get ignored. I'm way too busy for that.
Just emails.
Yep. No offense to anybody out there, but you gotta follow directions. If you can't follow those directions,
sorry,
you miss out on Hollywood.
What we were touching on what you need to do this. Like what? So I mentioned you're in 4 agencies. What do people supposed to be submitting? Like a little like a soliloquy. What do they call it? Like a monologue, or what is it?
They can send their resume, headshots, and clips, which is clips from their projects that they've done, speaking roles only, or their reels. The industry is kind of going away from having a collective demo reel, because they want to see, okay, well, if you're submitting for a drama, they want to see a drama clip. If you're submitting for a horror, they want to see some sort of horror kind of.
They don't want everything you've ever done. Is what you're saying.
Yeah,
they want you to be specified.
Exactly. They need it more specific, and you need to hit them with the action right from the get-go. From the first 10 seconds, that's where you got to capture the moment for the casting directors. Absolutely.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes total sense, actually. In broadcast media, well, the old days, everybody was, especially for the music jock, they would be submitting different types of songs, them sounding different, because that's what the program directors were looking for, to hear. Can he do blues? Can he do, can he talk about rock, or what? Can he talk about horror, heavy metal and stuff, But I always did like a talk demo, and it seemed to work, because then there's a little bit of everything, but kind of a genre, talk radio.
Exactly.
Not news talk, but like, variety stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how long are they usually? Because ours were supposed to be like 5 minutes.
Oh, that's way, way too long. Typically, an actor's demo reel is about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes max.
Even like a little monologue?
Yeah. We don't want to look at anything too long. I mean, I had someone send me a 10-minute demo reel, and I clicked off of it after the first 30 seconds. I was like, yeah, I've seen enough.
I phased out. Yeah.
Did you throw that person aside, or no? Yes.
I kept their information, because you just never know if they might fit another role that they applied for. They might fit a different role.
So there's hope for us. If we don't get into Hell's Gate, we can get into something else.
Exactly.
With Aaron.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what happened with Bill Oberst Jr. We wanted him to play the lead, but he came back to us and said, no, I can't do it. It's just too sexy of a role. And admittedly, yes, this movie has gratuitous violence, blood, gore, sex scenes, and that sort of thing in it. So I can understand why he turned it down. And I talked to my team. I'm like, hey, let's have him do the FBI agent. He read it and he goes, I love it. I'm like, cool, you're in.
Glad he took the FBI agent. That's really cool. What was he in again? I remember he was in a couple shows, right?
Yeah, he was in the TV show The Rookie Feds edition. He also was in the movie 3 from Hell.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's what I was remembering, because I saw the face and I was like, I definitely recognize.
We got to get him on the show now, right? Joe knows everybody.
No, I don't know him. I just recognize him from the.
But now we're going to talk to him. We're going to have Aaron get hold of him for us.
I'm actually friends with his manager, so
wow,
we're good with that. So.
That's cool.
And he's actually helping with some actors and trying to get. I think there's I forget the movie, but I think it was Insidious. He's trying to get. I keep my head on the table. He's going to get the DP from Insidious on Hell's Gate.
For this nice!
So
wow,
it's pretty cool. I'm
networking.
I like your tattoo.
Oh yeah,
that
the
definitely is.
semicolon. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Yeah, it's for suicide.
The camera's
awareness.
right there.
Yeah, exactly. And right now it's Suicide Awareness Month.
Yep.
So
yeah. This is honor my cousin's fiance that killed himself many years ago. They had an argument, and she told him it's either the prescription drugs or me, and well, he chose him, and
wait, what does that mean, real quick? We got our guest coming. Our next
suicide awareness.
Suicide awareness.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, your story is not ended. Basically, the semicolon.
Oh, semicolon. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, what a great interview, man. A lot of cool stuff to talk about.
Right
we got to have you back when this comes out.
Oh, heck
and
absolutely.
Hell's Gate, I should say.
Yeah, absolutely.
And definitely, I like the whole networking thing, because you mentioned you have a podcast. Do we get to go on yours now, or what?
Yeah, but I don't have a studio. It's going to be like in your bedroom or something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, we could arrange like
Hawk's
a place
Den,
to
right?
go.
Yeah, it's called the Hawk's Den on Facebook, and
so we're going to be in your den.
Yeah, you're going to be in my den. You're going to be in my neck of the woods. And we're going to talk about entertainment and no holds barred and everything. I mean, I've had some pretty unique characters on
All
the
right,
show.
we'll talk off air about getting on that. Again, Aaron Hawkins, producer, director, actor, all around cool dude, was our guest today. And you definitely can. How do we find you again?
I am all over the socials. I'm on Facebook, Aaron L. Hawkins. I'm on X, same name.
It's AARON for everybody.
You done messed up AA, Ron.
But if they want to submit something to you, that was the email. What was that?
The email address is hellsgatethemovie@gmail.com, and I will take a look at it, or my casting director will take a look at your submissions.
Well, thanks for coming on. This is great.
Thank you,
Joe. I'm glad you got a hold of him, because I've been busy doing 80 other things and having some health issues.
I've just been interested since this, and I was like, this dude seems like he would be a fun person to talk to about it, and I just love your passion for it. It's cool. It's cool to see that you have such a drive to put out as much of quality art as you can.
I like that you're from here.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
You're a Chicagoan.
Yeah, I'm Chicago.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chicago, I think he's on the line. This is our entertainment critic, so I want you to don't leave.
All right,
we can ask some questions. Let's see what's going on in Chicago. Yeah, right. He's got felt out of here. Let me see. Are you there? Is Rich on there with us? Hello, Rich. There he is.
Hey, Rich.
Hi.
This is Rich. Let me introduce you, because Aaron doesn't maybe know who you are. This is Rich G, our entertainment concierge from TSP Productions, and you like to talk about what's going on in Chicago entertainment. Maybe not so much films, but other things, dining, entertainment, and specifically theater. Am I right?
Absolutely. Been doing it for 30-some years.
Has it been that long already? Here's another. Yeah. Rich is another guy I met through Scott, our friend that Libby doesn't like, Scott Allen. That's how I met Rich as well. Everybody. It's all about networking, isn't it?
Mario, let me break in for just a second and let our audience know some of the neat things that are going on in Chicago. You know,
sure. Go right ahead.
Break away.
Chicago has over 200 theaters.
Wow.
We used to have about 250 some odd theaters, but with the COVID deal and all the other problems, I can't say that it's more than 200 right now.
Like the Citadel in Lake Forest, is that one considered Chicago theater? We went there. We went to a show there.
Absolutely. Well, I'll get there. We'll talk about that, because I know that that's a great show. Broadway in Chicago, by the way, has Harry Potter at the Netherlands Theater. That just opened, and it's going to run until February.
Harry Potter?
So it's lots of time to see that one.
Harry Potter,
yes.
Oh, I'm going.
Harry Potter.
As in the guy with the little glasses,
Heck
and the wand, and they fly around, that one.
Little glasses and big movie. In any event, the Chopin Theater is another one that's doing some nifty works. They're doing the Golden Girl meets Scooby. Golden Girls, the guys are just funny as heck. You want to see a great little funny show. This is a world premiere, by the way. And another show over there at the Chopin Theater would be Stephen Sondheim's beloved musical Into the Woods.
Oh, nice.
That's going to run. It opens in October, and it's going to run. By the way, the other one, the Golden Girls, also opens in October, and it's going to run through December. So you got a couple of months to get there to see it.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about Chicago. Sometimes they're like special, and they only run for a couple of weeks. I'm like, hey, give me some time. I want to book out. Like you're saying, 2 months out.
Well, with world premieres and another super fantastical movie inspired by Alice in Wonderland at the Chopin Theater. That's going to end at the end of September.
Oh, we got to hurry up on that one.
Yeah, you got to get there. Alice by Heart, by the way. It's a Midwest premiere. So that's just some of the shows at the Chopin Theater. And then let's mention Steppenwolf Theater. Noise is Off. It's going to open on, it's just opened, It's going to run until October 27th.
That's not a Broadway in Chicago theater, is it?
No. Steppenwolf is one of the great theaters in the country.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's amazing to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Sinise, yeah. He's a part of that. But that's independent, though.
You bet. Then let's talk about some of the suburban theaters. The Full Monty is playing at
Paramount.
the Paramount in Florida. That's going to end in October, first week of October.
Where is that?
It's called the Full Monty.
Paramount.
At the Paramount. You're saying Joe's saying it. Okay.
Yeah, the only reason I know is because I drive by it all the time. I drove by it on the way here.
I wonder if it's like the movie. It's kind of revealing.
Could be.
They get a little. It's not PG. Let's put it that way. Do you know about that, Rich? Is it like the movie?
Say it again.
Is the Paramount show version of the Full Monty just like the movie, where at the end they all like show everything?
Oh, of course.
Oh, he just said like, okay, yeah, like no big deal.
Why would you want to know that, Mario?
I don't know. It's just the movie was like I didn't know what the movie was about when I saw it. But anyway, so that's a Paramount. What else you got, Libby? Libby's got a dirty mind, Richard.
Of course.
What's wrong with that?
Okay, then you got. Let's see.
That was the Paramount.
We really should talk a little bit about the Skokie Theater and the Music Theater Works. Music Theater Works is in the center. They're out in Skokie at the Center for the Performing Arts. They're going to be doing the Little Shop of Horrors in October.
That'd be fun to see that one.
Yes.
Feed me, Seymour.
Mm-hmm.
Joe knows.
Music Theater Works is wonderful.
That's a great theater. We saw Avenue Q there, and that looked like a Broadway in New York theater. I mean, it's really nice. Not that big, but it's nice.
Gotcha. And Skokie Theater has South Pacific. That's going to run until October the 6th. And then coming in the middle of towards the end of the October is going to be the Music Theater Works, Little Shop of Horrors. That's a fun show. At the Genesee out in Waukegan, you've got Street Lamp as the music of Frankie Valli, Four Seasons, the Beach Boys, and a tribute to ABBA.
Oh, geez. That's a wide range at the Genesee there.
Those are one-day shows. One is,
and it's not the real Frankie Valli, because I think he's still performing.
Yeah, my parents are seeing him next month.
Yeah, he's around, but he's getting really old.
He's 90.
And then you got.
We were talking off air. Supposedly he's not even really singing. He's using like tracks, backing
That's
tracks.
what I've heard.
Who cares? It's still Frankie Valli.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the Genesee. Go ahead. What else you got?
Oh God! Well, we should give some credence to the Court Theater. That's a local theater right in Chicago, on the south side.
Have we talked about that before? I don't know the Court Theater.
They got East Texas Hot Links. It was nominated for a Pulitzer Prize.
Wow.
That's 1955 racial.
Interesting.
Racial problems, tensions, all sorts of things. That's at the Court Theater. That's in the University of Chicago territory.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I was wondering.
That runs now until just about the end of this month.
Got to hurry up and get out there then.
Mm-hmm.
Another one we got to hurry up and get to.
And then, oh gosh, we've got to give a lot of talk. And the Cottage. Let's talk about the Cottage. It
was a great play.
Yeah, we saw it. Libby and I loved it. It's just, you know what? I mentioned this off the air. They need to do something with the acoustics. I was having trouble hearing what they were saying sometimes. But that's not the play. That's the theater.
Well, first of all, it's a romantic comedy. It's at the Citadel Theater. It's going to run for about another month. And you got to be...
I highly recommend it. Highly recommend to play The Cottage at the Citadel, by the way.
I'll definitely have to check that one out.
It's a funny show.
That was.
It threw me off. I didn't know it was good. There's going to be a little bit of like, not full nudity, but they flashed a few things, the women. I was like, wow, look at that. That kind of surprised me.
It's a lot of sexual connotations.
Yes, it did.
Things.
Yes, definitely.
And not one for the children.
No.
Still really good. Check it out.
You guys can follow that up with the sequel, The Full Monty.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Why not?
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so that's the Cottage play over at the Citadel.
Right, and then 1776 is the musical over at the Marriott in Lincolnshire. So there are a lot of neat little shows around Chicago.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I've never been to the Lincolnshire theater or the Marriott Theater over there. I keep hearing about it. And what's playing there?
I'm sorry, say it again.
What's playing at the Lincolnshire Theater?
1776.
Yeah, I heard them now.
Oh, that would be a cool one.
Just got to probably figure that one out. That's about the Revolutionary War or something.
Yep. We were for ourselves. Chicago has had so many nifty shows, so many neat things going on. It's not just that. There's plenty of concerts around.
Yeah, shoot, we definitely didn't cover 250 or 200 theaters, but we got the big ones. You know what you didn't mention before we wrap it up here in a little bit? What's going on down at Navy Pier? Is that still going on with like the Shakespeare or whatever they do there?
Oh yeah, sure. You know, Shakespeare's. If we were to celebrate Shakespeare's birthday, it would be about his 460th.
Right. Oh, no kidding!
Wow.
And that's actually at Navy Pier, right? Like in the front park area there, like by the Ferris wheel.
Navy Pier used to be the university. Used to be the University of Illinois, right?
That I did not know.
That's just so cool that he's remembered for that long.
Yeah.
So it's in. I thought it was in the park. Literally, it's in the theater. Then it's not outside the Shakespeare in the park thing.
Right.
Oh, okay.
They're right next door to an outdoor.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Oh, we just have about a minute or two. What else you want to talk about?
Always had neat things, and anybody that's 460 years old, you got to give them a lot of credit.
Yeah, no, I mean it's good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Good topics.
It's William Shakespeare.
I mean, before there were movies, there was him.
Years old.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of years that the man has lasted.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of the modern dramatist that kind of created the drama of now.
Yeah,
like there's so many
his
movies.
concept.
10 Things I Hate About You is the Taming of the Shrew. You know, like things like that. Like
Right.
They do such wonderful things there. They're always showing neat things, not just Shakespearean stuff.
Oh, got it. Okay, well, if they want to reach Rich, where do they find you? Because we're coming to the end of the show again. That always moves by so fast.
Throw out my telephone number, Mario.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to ask you. Want me just to give it out? It's 312-661-1976 or 75. Which one are we using now?
775 is best number right now.
All right, so 312-661-1975, and they can find a lot of stuff. Richard doesn't just have stuff about theaters and entertainment. He's got everything you can think of, really. Even auto repair, right, Rich?
They just closed my water park over at Santa's Village, but that's going to be open for another couple of.
There you go. See, look, you can even go to the water park. So again, get a hold of Rich with TSP Productions at 312-661-1975, and go ahead and do the sign off for us, Rich, if you don't mind.
No problem, Mario. All right, let me just say, hey, old bean and YouTube baby, this is Rich, your entertainment concierge, signing off. And until next time, everybody stay well, stay healthy, and watch out for the sun.
That's funny. Thanks again, Rich.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. We'll have you on next week again. And you take care, and everybody else take care. Thanks for coming, Aaron, our guest, and the great show like always. At least we think it is, right?
Give
Joe?
Evil Lurks a watch.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yeah, watch it.
Where can we watch it?
Evil Lurks. There
You
it
can
is,
watch.
right here.
It's on 20 different platforms right now. The top 3 are Tubi, Apple TV, and Plex.
Awesome.
Yeah, if you go on Tubi, you know how you can dismiss the credits. Don't do that because the credits are just as entertaining as the movie.
Right.
I like
Yeah.
watching the credits.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're going for now. Everybody take care. Find us on IntellectualRadio.com. Of course, all of their socials, including iHeartRadio's in there somewhere, and Spreaker, all of them for podcasting. And then, of course, well, I don't have it yet, but I'm working on my own site, so you can see us there too, MarioJBell.com. But that's coming soon. So anyway, till next time, everybody take care. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Absolutely. Thank
I
you.
like to end. I like to kind of end with Rich.
Love to take a picture with you.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
he said something else. Yeah, that was great.
When we were talking about theater, I am considering getting in the theater, but I went to go see a play at the Respected Theater called 7 Years to Live.
Yeah, you showed me the flyer, right?